Remember, it's under 20 minutes. Every day it's under 20 minutes, and you are boned up and smarter than all of your friends in just the drive to work. Highly recommend it. Brian, for the lazy people who didn't download your podcast today, first of all, before we get to all the solar stuff, what is the Defense Production Act? That's a lot of words. What's that mean?
Yeah, basically, it's the president's authority to demand or compel the private sector to do some sort of federal government's bidding. Right? It tells them instead of producing a car, you have to produce a tank, or instead of producing whatever particular product, we need a plane for the war. That's how it was designed to be used, but that's not how it's being used much these days, especially on this solar panel business.
Okay, what is this solar panel business?
Yeah. So for most people, they're like, this story's boring. I live in Seattle and it's always gray, right? It's a complicated issue, and it's a bit, but it's really, really important. And so I talk about why. And it has everything to do with not only our economy today, but the economy that we have in the future. Are we going to have manufacturing plants? Are we going to have jobs here that produce stuff, not just import stuff? So let's unpack this a little bit to understand what I've just said. Back in 2012, Barack Obama, then president, slapped these tariffs on Chinese solar panels that we were importing from China. But here's the deal. China was doing two things. One, they were cheating. Second, they were stealing. So let's talk about the cheating part first. What they were doing was giving their solar panel companies, and a bunch of other companies, by the way, sweetheart finance deals. Basically, these companies were operating without revenue, and so the Chinese government was underwriting all their efforts. So they could go out into the world and sell their products for super cheap, lose a lot of money, and then manufacturing companies like ours in America would go out of business, right? Because they don't have those sweetheart deals. All right, that was the first thing that Obama was addressing with these tariffs in 2012. The second, cheating. So the issue here is that China, as we all know, hacks and conducts corporate espionage to steal things. Beyond the cheating, it's thievery. So back in 2012 and again in 2014, we had these major hacks by China, and they were breaking into various companies throughout the United States. U.S. Steel was one, Alcoa, aluminum production was another. The third was a company called SolarWorld. And this is a solar company that was manufacturing solar panels in this country. And so what China was doing was stealing all that intellectual property, all those trade secrets, the chemicals that they would put in the panels or the design. And then they would give that to their own companies. And then those companies would sell it for pennies on the dollar, supported by the Chinese communist regime. And then here's the kicker. They would sell all of those solar panels right back to us here in the United States. Meanwhile, that means that your manufacturing companies, solar and otherwise, go out of business because they can't compete with that. So Obama slapped these tariffs on, and that's what Joe Biden just got rid of, because here's the deal. He has tremendous pressure to create progress for his allies on climate change. He also is trying to make a point that this is about Vladimir Putin. I don't really understand it, but he's saying basically the more solar that we have here, the worse it is for Vladimir Putin. Anyway, but then of course the climate change one is a big one. So what his announcement did was basically rip off these tariffs, and here's the kicker. There was an investigation underway to make sure that what China was doing is they was sending either their solar panels directly to us or all these other countries in Southeast Asia. That investigation was going to confirm that China was still thieving and still engaged in all these shenanigans. Well, he took out all the teeth to that investigation. So even if the investigators find that China or these countries are colluding with China to undermine our manufacturers, undermine people out there who have these jobs, these manufacturers, doesn't matter. All the tariffs are gone. So this story ultimately isn't just about solar panels. It's about, can we manufacture stuff in this country, have manufacturers produce great products, have great jobs, our communities stronger with good tax base? Are we going to stop these foreign competitors, people like China, from taking this all from us, from stealing it? Well, it doesn't seem like we're going to if we keep removing these tariffs and we remove any disincentives from China doing this in the future.
Don't miss Jesse Kelly Breaks History, Che Guevara, the latest episode of a new series available now exclusively for First TV supporters. Visit the First TV app or thefirsttv.com to subscribe and start watching today.